Hey guys, Mike here from LB Music School. In this lesson, I'm going to go over the blues scale, aka the pentatonic scale, and show you how it works and how to get you soloing a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start on our 5th fret of our E string. On the same string, we're going to go to our 8th fret. Next string down on the A string, we're going to go 5-7. Point your ring. Next string down, we're going to go 5-7 again. Next string 5-7 one more time. Next string B string, we're going to go 5-8. Then the same thing, 5-8 on the high E string. So once more, starting from the low E string. And then back down, starting from the high E string. Just a little bit quicker. Now, the key to using the blues scale isn't so much about firing off like 7 million notes super fast. On the surface, when you listen to a blues solo by anybody, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, Gary Moore, whoever it may be, it doesn't even have to be a blues artist. It might sound like way more complicated than it is, but for me at least, the approach that I've always taken is less is more. By that, I mean, play less notes and you're gonna give more of an impact, if that makes sense. And that doesn't, like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean playing 7,000 notes. You can play just 3 notes. That was 4, but I only used these 4 notes here. But I played them with enough rhythm and enough dynamics and stuff like that to get my point across. Like I said, it doesn't have to be all the time. It can just be a couple of notes. In my blues online course, you're going to see a lot more of that outlined and jump into it a little bit further in detail. But for now, let me give you a couple of pointers on how to use the scale. So one thing that you want to take into consideration is that the first note that you play, in this case the 5th fret on a low E string, is going to be what we call our root. The root is something that we're always going to refer back to when we're creating a phrase. Almost all the time, when you play your root after finishing out a phrase, landing on your root, you're going to feel a sense of resolve. And that's kind of what you want to go for in the beginning. You can land on almost every note in the pentatonic scale or the blues scale and still get some form of resolve. But starting out, I would definitely start just landing on your root to begin with. So let's talk about where they are. The first one's on the 5th fret of the low E. The next one's going to be 5 notes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the 6th note right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next note, there's your root right there. So 5th fret on your low E, 7th fret on your D string, and then 5th fret on your high E. And that's your root. The beauty of the scale as well is that it's all movable. For instance, right here, if you already know, on the 5th fret of our low E string is an A. That means we're playing the A pentatonic scale, or the A blues scale. If we were to move this down 2 half steps, going backwards from A, it's going to be a G minor pentatonic scale. It's the same exact shape, everything, just move down. And then, conversely, if we were to move up to the 7th fret of our low E, that's a B pentatonic scale. So here's a couple of phrases to get you started. First we're going to do is going to play the 7th fret on our D string. Next note's going to be 5th fret on our G. We're going to go back to the D string, 5th fret, and back to the 7th fret on the D string. So whole phrase. Common little phrase. Now the difference between the difference between getting that sounding like just like a couple of notes and making it sound bluesy is the articulation that you use. Like right there, you can tell that second note kind of popped it a little bit. I gave it a little bit more juice. And then the last two notes are pretty quiet. Also have a little bit of vibrato going. Right there. Here's another phrase, very, very popular. You're gonna hear it a lot in like early blues, like B.B. King and the intro to Johnny B. Good. You're gonna play the 7th fret on your G string, the 5th fret on your B, 5th fret on your high E. Now if you put a little bit of a bend on that first note, getting a little bit more of a bluesier sound. And again, dynamics and phrasing. So here's one more lick for you. We're going to start on the 7th fret of the A string. We're going to go to the 5th fret on our D. We're going to go back to the first note, 7th fret on the A. We're going to skip to the G string, 5th fret. And then the last one's going to be the 7th fret on our D string. Very, very common phrase. One more time. You probably heard that somewhere in your lifetime. So if you start putting these little baby phrases together, I'll take everything we just played, put them together, got ourselves a solo. Your first guitar solo. So if you like what you see, please like, comment, and subscribe. Keep your eyes on some online master classes that I'm going to be releasing pretty soon. And I hope everybody's doing well. Stay cool and enjoy.